Welcome to the step-by-step guide to defeat afternoon slumps. After this guide, you will be able to have much more productive and focused afternoons. So before beginning, carry these things with you. These are required: a notebook and a pen to take notes, a charged phone to watch this video in its entirety, put your headphones on, take water with you, stay hydrated, and full screen this video and just focus on this one thing. I promise you this will be worth it. Okay? Alright, what causes this slump? So first of all, our circadian rhythm, our natural bodily clock is like that our energy will dip between 1 to 3 p.m. That is by default. All humans face this, right? Second thing, we eat a carbohydrates rich lunch or breakfast, and that contributes to this blood sugar level rising and insulin spikes and our energy going down. So this happens, and especially in an Indian diet, and especially if you're vegetarian like me, we all are guilty that we have a huge appetite for like rotis and rice and all the vegetables. Most of it is carbs, so that leads to a crash. Okay. Second is your brain is naturally exhausted after you've used all your energy and brain points in the morning, right? So your brain is a little bit tired and its brain points are utilized, it's exhausted, right? It's cognitively overloaded, and most people don't plan their afternoons. That's why they return to their default state of being distracted. And then you feel like, okay, in the morning I did a big task, now I think I should just chill and relax and reward myself, right? And that goes into a big spiral. Okay, let's open YouTube, and then you waste a lot of time, right? This leads to many more problems. First is the self-judgment spiral. You start to just like, I'm so lazy, I'm not able to do my work. You feel like, oh, I have so many things to do, but in the afternoons I just can't do anything. And then you go into the self-criticizing spirals, which leads to more and more negativity. Then you think like, oh, I deserve a chill break, right? So you open YouTube and then you waste like 45 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. It happens all the time. Then I was disciplined in the morning. You start comparing yourself with your friends who did nothing in the morning, right? You said, oh, I had a really good 3-hour deep work slot in the morning and now I can chill. Why? You just work 3 hours. Look at Chinese people. Their default is like working 10 hours every single day, right? Then when they go to work, they work 10 hours every single day. That's their minimum. Look at Japanese people, they work even more. So you should not feel like, okay, I did a big thing in the morning, now I have the excuse to waste the whole day. That's not an excuse. After all these things, you start feeling like, oh, I'm not built for this high performance, high productivity state because I just can't do it. I just return back to my distractions and all. You are getting negative reinforcement. So leads to many more problems. So we need to fix this problem. Okay. So we are going to fix this in 3 steps. First is to systemize a structure to afternoons so that we can rely on that structure. Second is biohacking. Let's use the biology to our advantage to have a better afternoon, right? And third is mental refrains. So let's start with structure and systems. First, you need to understand that afternoons should be lighter than the mornings or in the evenings or nights, because naturally your body is in an energy dip and you have exhausted your brain points. In the afternoon, I usually take time to do managerial tasks instead of like creative tasks. For me, mornings are for creation and all the hard type of work. Afternoon is for managerial work, like stuff like cold DMs, asynchronous work, which is like miscellaneous activities and meetings and admin work that you need to tell someone to do something. You need to delegate stuff. So all these things, you do that in afternoon. Okay, and don't force yourself to do deep work again. Afternoons are meant for shallow work. Okay, yeah, if you have a deadline or something, then you have to go into the deep work mode. But remember, our brain cannot take more than like 4-5 hours of deep work in a day. And deep work is like you are fully logged in, you are on full focus mode, and you are doing a hard thing, right? Like which is using the maximum capacity of your brain. You can't get into that stage more than a certain limit. And when your energy is already low, you are experiencing a carb crash or whatever, why would you force yourself to go into that stage? That stage would be suboptimal in the afternoon. So don't force yourself to go into a deep work slot in the afternoon. You will not be happy with that. Okay. So usually keep a deep work slot in the morning, and then after the afternoon has been, in the evening or at night, whatever works best for you. Next is to use a reboot ritual. Like after you just have lunch, in the sense you are stacking some habits, that after my lunch I do these stack of habits, and after that I get back to my managerial work, right? So these things can be like going for a short walk, taking electrolytes to fuel your salts and all, and pumping music or listening to the 40 hertz binaural beats and all. So these things will get you out of that default state that is like afternoon is there, now I'll just consume and take reward. No, this cycle will propel you to do work that matters the most. Okay. Next is to block your calendar for afternoon. Most people don't plan their afternoons only. Because of that, they return to their default state. Default state is of consumption, distraction, increasing of the entropy, right? So if you want to be dedicated and focused in this time, you'll have to plan it. If you don't plan, you're planning to fail, right? And finally, tag someone along. Do work with a friend or a buddy or an online group, like in an online let's work together kind of a setting. That will give you more accountability, because if you're alone, you are more likely to return to your distractions. Am I right? You are distracted mostly when you're alone. When you're with your friends or with your co-workers, you are more likely to work. Let's start biohacking. Lunch and breakfast should be mostly composed of fats, proteins and fibers. Should be as low carbs as possible, because in the morning when you have carbs, your blood sugar level rises and your energy goes down. Your insulin spikes and your energy goes down. So you must know this. You should have no sweets in the morning and as less carbs as possible. It's very difficult for us Indians to have this diet because white rice, rotis, these are all staple things, right? We can't totally avoid this. So if you can't, have as less as possible. Next is no caffeine after 2 p.m. If you are thinking like, okay, so this afternoon slump comes, I will just raw dog coffee inside my mouth and then just get at it. You are fucking up your sleep. If you do that, you will just mess your sleep. After 2 p.m, no coffee. That should be the ground rule of coffee. If you are having coffee, just have before 2 p.m. Okay. This will result in like evening crashes and like late night crashes. You will not be able to have good sleep, and then the next day your energy would be even worse. You don't want that. So no coffee after 2 p.m. We already talked about avoiding sugar, right? And then you can take a walk after your lunch. Take a walk in the sun, and that will signal to your body that okay, it's morning, you are not here to sleep. Most people take like 1 hour or 2 hour naps in the afternoon. It should not be that long. Huberman says it should be not more than 40-45 minutes, but I think it should be not more than like 15 to 30 minutes. Anything after that, you feel more slumpy, more lazy. If you don't want to take, that's also okay. After your lunch, go for a 5-minute walk in the sun. This way your body will understand that this is not a time to sleep and be lazy, right? Now comes mental reframes. After your lunch, you must revisit your why card or your like long-term plan, whatever you're thinking, because if you forget your long-term plan, your default state is correct, distracted. If you don't think of your North Star again that I want to go here, these are my goals, I want to pursue them, you will get distracted. It is impossible to not get distracted in this day and age. Next is to ask yourself, what would my ideal version do? What would my idol do in an afternoon slump? Like, would they be just like chilling and like lying around in the bed, or would they be working on something? Would they be conducting meetings? Would they be giving instructions to their team members or whatever? Whoever you imagine yourself to be, try to act like them. Like, how would they judiciously use their time in the afternoon? Just think about it. And when you think about it, you automatically start doing these things. So this is what separates you, the viewers of Vajramine and probably subscribers also, from the masses. right? Because they are wasting 2-3 hours in the afternoon. We don't. We use this afternoon for shallow work, but we get the needle moving. We do a little, we don't waste the time, right? Because if you're wasting, we are wasting 2-3 hours, that is like about 15 hours every single week. That turns to over like 750 hours in a year. And if you have this habit, then that is like so much more time. So you don't have to be a productivity fanatic that, oh no, I have to be in the deep work state all day long. No. Cal Newport, who wrote Deep Work, also wrote Slow Productivity. And Slow Productivity says that you should honor your like natural pace. You should not try to just force yourself into deep work again and again. There is a capacity, and that capacity is low in the afternoons. So go with your pace, do all these managerial tasks that I talked about, and don't waste your time. That would be the ideal case, right? So now you don't need any more tips. You have everything that you need. You just need repetition. Every afternoon, just do these 3 things. Structure your afternoons, biohack your body, and reframe your mindsets to do the thing that you want, right? So just relentless, boring, but beautiful repetition. So we are at a war right now. I'm not talking about the India-Pak war. We are at a war with our impulses, our copes, and the distractions of the modern day. We are doing the Ruthless 100 Challenge, and I invite you to join me. The first link in the description will take you to a free community where you can join me in doing 100 days of like monk mode level discipline, deep work for 4 hours or more, and all the healthy habits, right? And if you have been in a rut for a long time, you must watch this video. Otherwise, you just wasted all this time watching how to deal with an afternoon slump, and your weeks are getting wasted because you are in a rut. If you are in a rut right now, watch this video next.